Well, here we are, guys. Mr. Babooth here with you, going to be doing part 2 of the mini-series. Today, we're going to be talking about buying and selling Pokemon cards. Now, buying Pokemon cards is a very good way to complete your binder. It can get expensive if you keep chasing cards, buying pack after pack after pack, and not getting those pulls. So let me walk you through the steps, the best way to make sure you don't get ripped off, the best way to price your cards if you are selling them, and don't make the same mistakes that I did. Also, don't leave too early because I do have a set from last year that we're going to be opening up. It has a lot of old arts in it and it's a lot of fun to open. So how about we get in, we'll have a look, and let's see how we can price these cards up. I know, you guys want to open some packs and see some Pokemon cards. So do I, but first off, let's go back to where we left off last time. That was at pokedata.io. Now we can go in here, we can see all the sets that originally come from Pokemon. This is every single set that Pokemon has ever released, all the way back to the first edition base set, as you can see here. Now what we'll do is we'll scroll up, we'll go back to Evolving Skies. It's the sets that we've been opening up a lot of lately. I've shown you guys in the first episodes about the prices of cards in this set, because it is a very good set. You can still get it at the moment at the shops, thankfully, and the price of the cards are very exorbitant. Now, obviously, I'm still chasing the Umbreon, but you can see here the Rayquaza V, which we pulled the other week, and the Sylveon V. So what we'll do is we'll use the prices from these two cards, and we'll show you how to actually price match, and to get your cards priced right if you're going to sell them, or if you're going to buy them so you don't overpay. Now, as I said before, the prices here are guides. They are in US dollars, and they can fluctuate when it comes to the Australian market. They might not convert directly from US dollars to Australian dollars directly. Now this is because in America there's a lot more circulation of cards, there's a lot more people buying and selling cards and playing the TCG compared to what we have here in Australia. Now that being said, it's not always going to be more expensive here in Australia. It could be a bit cheaper, it could be exactly the same. So the best way to find out is to use the eBay sold listings. Now the best way to do that, we can go in and have a look at the cards if you want to buy. Click on the card you want to buy. Now you can see here, you've got Rayquaza V, it's numbered 194 in the set. So what we'll do is we'll highlight this, if I can get it done properly. We'll move into eBay and we'll paste it into here. Now straight away you'll see the listings that are up for sale. Now these aren't the listings that we want to have a look at. As you can see, they can range drastically from $170. We'll scroll down, there's another one here. These are raw card prices for $250. That's a difference of $80, guys. Do not buy one of these cards without looking at the previous, most recently sold listings. And all you do there is you scroll down on the website, you see it on the left hand side here. If you're using Chrome browser, it might be different on different browsers, but for today I'm using Chrome. And as you can see here, these are the sold prices here in green. So 153 Australian dollars was the latest sold card in Australia for the raw card. Here's one here for 140 and 155. So as you can see there, guys, these prices are very close, much closer together compared to these the listings that are up for sale. Now, also you might see these ones that are scratched out. As you can see directly underneath, it says best offer accepted, which means that somebody's listed it for that price and the seller hasn't accepted an offer from a buyer at a cheaper price and that they were happy with. So what I do from here, if I'm selling, I'll take an average of the most recent sold cards. I discount this one here just because it's way out of the ballpark for all the other cards. And so with $150, $153, $140, $155, $175, I would be pricing this card at about $150 to $155. That'd be the price I'm looking at selling, and also the price that I'm looking at buying. Now, you can buy cards for cheaper, you just need to work with the seller. Not always going to be happy to sell at a lower price, and then if you wanted to, you could on-sell it at the full price if you can get it and someone doesn't do the same thing they did to you. So we've had a look at the Rayquaza V. So how about now we have a look at the other card that we've seen before, which was the Sylveon V. And then once this loads up, we'll scroll down and you've got the Sylveon V. Once again, $55 US dollars. Click on the card, wait for it to load up, and here we go. So we've got Sylveon V, it's number 184 in the set. All you have to do is just put that straight into here. Bob's your auntie. There we go. There's the prices. Now this one's a bit different. Obviously the $122 and $80, these are two different prices that these cards are sold at. $113 and $96. This is what I mean how prices can fluctuate. One week they might be at $80, the next week they might be at $120. This all comes down to the price that people are willing to pay and the quality for the card. Now if you're selling these cards, the best way to do it, now let's have a look at, probably the most expensive one here is going to be the best one, which might be, this one here probably looks the nicest. Oh, I made a mistake there. I tried to click on a card that was sold, and unfortunately in a web browser you can't actually see the photos of the card that's already been sold other than a small thumbnail. What I wanted to show you was the photos. One of the biggest things about buying and selling cards is to actually have clear, crisp photos of the cards that show the front and back of the cards that you're selling. Now, what I mean by clear photos, as you can see here, with eBay you can zoom right in and get absolute understanding for this card. You can go through, have a look at all the edges, have a look at all the texture to make sure this card is the card that you want to buy. Now, things you want to avoid, if you're going to be paying premium value for a card, say $160 here, where the last card was only for selling for $70 and the average price is probably around that $120. Now, the thing is, if you're paying this much money for a card, you want nice clean photos like this. And that's because you can actually have a look and see how clean these edges are. As you can see here, guys, there's no whitening on this card. It's a very, very well centered card, thankfully. It's got shown there's no scratches, so the reflection of the light here will show that there's no scratches on the card, thankfully, for this seller. Yeah, so if you guys want to buy, I highly recommend getting cards that have got lots of photos. If you're buying off Facebook, ask the seller to send you a couple of photos of the front and backs of the cards, just so you know what you're buying, so you're not paying a near mint to mint price for a card that might be lightly played, have a lot of scuff marks and everything on there. Now I'll show you here, I've got this one up, I'll blur out the name, but this is what a Facebook sales post will look like. Unfortunately this person here doesn't have a timestamp in the card, but you have the list of prices here of every single card and the cards laid out. And as he stated in the postage, is at buyer's expense, free post for purchases over $200. There's lots of little different things. Now, one of the things I want to say is if you're buying cards, you're best off buying on Facebook from local sellers. This is because you can actually talk with them directly a lot easier. But you just have to make sure that you use PayPal goods and services. Now, to use PayPal goods and services is about 2.6% extra fee on top of what you're already purchasing. Sellers do pay it, but mostly they will pass that on to the buyers. What this does is it actually protects you from a seller sending you the wrong card, sending you a card that you didn't actually want. It's not in the condition that was in the photos that you got sent from the seller, and you can actually raise a case with PayPal to get that money refunded and get that card sent back to the seller. So I highly recommend using the goods and services. There is a PayPal friends and family. Do not use friends and family for people you do not know and cards you have not seen in person. It is very risky. I do not recommend it. It's totally up to you if you want to do it to avoid the fee. But once again, I don't recommend it, guys. So the reason I wanted to do this episode today is because over the weekend, my partner and myself went op shopping, or thrift shopping you might call it, and we actually come across some Pokemon cards that were graded by PSA, which is one of the world's leading grading companies at the moment. Now, there's a PSA graded 10, which is a gem mint card, and I was super interested in it. It's a card that I really, really like. It was face down, so I went and asked the store manager, owner, not sure who it was, or maybe even just a sales rep at the time, how much that actual card was. So anyway, he come back to me, and the price that he gave me was well and truly, how do you say, exorbitant. It was ridiculous. Like, I couldn't believe how much that he told me the card was worth. Thankfully, I've went through the steps that I've just been showing you guys with eBay sold listings to find the actual price. Now, what I'll do is I'll show you what I did. It's very simple. The card was a Reds Pikachu graded by PSA in Gem Mint 10. So all I actually did was went straight into eBay, as you can see here. I've just typed in Reds Pikachu PSA 10, which is exactly what I did on the day. Searched it, and as you can see straight away, the card prices are up there. $348 for the top listing, and then $300, $343, $220, $295. There's a big range, once we said before. But once again, guys, make sure you go into the sold listings. This is the prices that the cards sold for. $222, which was just yesterday, which is a pretty high price card. Yeah, $200, there's $190, $152. These are all PSA 10s. Now, this is different to what you were looking at with lots of photos of the individual card. This has already been sent off to a grading company. They've authenticated the card and they've given it a grading from a scale of 1 to 10, depending on the condition of the card. Now, that's the surface, that's the centering, that's the corners and the edges. If there's scuff marks, if there's scratches, if there's bends, if there's like creases in the card, they all affect the card's value and the grade. Now, PSA 10 is the top of the top. If you get a PSA 10, that's a perfect card essentially. Now, as I was saying, the guy who was trying to sell me the card, he told me before he gave me the price that the last sold eBay price was $500. Now, I took a step back at that point and I said, look mate, it's definitely not that. I'm not in it at that price. I had already pulled it up on my phone at the time, the price of the card, and I was happy to pay $160 to $190 for this card, but they came back to me with $350. Now that to me is way too much. I'm not paying double the value of a card that I know that I could get onto eBay and buy well and truly under that. The reason I'm telling you guys this is because I don't want this to happen to someone else out there. It is very easy to walk into a store that sells singles, thrift shops, op shops, and to pay the price that they tell you what the card's worth without doing your own research. So please do your own research before you buy cards. And it's the same when you go to sell. You do not want to be putting cards up for $200 that are worth $50. All that's going to happen is people are just going to laugh at you. They're going to ignore your posts. They're going to ignore your listings on eBay, and nothing's going to come from it. So just follow the steps. Make sure you don't get overcharged for something and you don't overpay for things. It's very simple, guys. Yeah, I hope this helps you out with everything. But before we go, how about we get into this packs? I'll show you right now what we've got to open. Here it is. It's a Chilling Reign Elite Trainer box. Now, I did promise something different. This is from a year ago. There is a lot of alt arts in this. I will put it up on the screen right now with some of the pulls that we can get while I open it up. And as that wasn't very good. I might need a new blade for my knife. Lid's off, cracking into it. Same thing again. Do you know what? I'm not going to bother with it that way. It's too much effort. Once again, we've got the sleeves, the Chilling Reign sleeves, 60 of them. There's the code card for the Elite Trainer box. You guys can cash that in. That one got sent over to the door. 8 packs of Chilling Reign to open. All the energies that nobody wants. If you want them, let me know. I'll give them to you. And the dividers, so 4 dividers. And we'll make sure, I'll just put this box out of the way. For us to open the packs. Make sure we've got 8 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Now this has been sitting on my shelf for over a year. I've got one more left, so I'm happy enough to open it for you guys. But once again, ETBs aren't the best for pulls, but we did good last time, so let's hope we can do good again. I really would like to see an alternate art come out of here. I do love the alternate arts of this set. It's just extremely hard. It is nicknamed Chilling Pain. But a lot of the artworks are like this one. Rockruff running through the snow there. Pretty cute. The Swirlix, the Lapras, Melanie there in the background. The Dealing in the snowy woods again. The Galarian Slowking. This has an alt art, which I absolutely love, and I can't wait to pull it. And hey, the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. Not a bad start at all. Oh, it's alright. We'll put it in an evolution. The Evolving Skies sleeve. We'll put it up here. Very nice card, this one. It's a new Pokemon, part of the what was it? Frozen Tundra expansion pack, Sword and Shield. It's actually 2 Pokemon. Can't remember the name of the guy on top, but yeah, it's the Calyrex. There is 2 versions of it. There is the Ice Rider and the Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider being, I think it was a bit more playable in the actual TCG, so bit more popular. Definitely a stronger Pokemon in the game as well. So code card for you guys. Slow roll these a little bit more, hey. Psychic Energy, Melanie, Brawly, Whirlipede, it's pretty cool looking that way. Ghastly, one of everyone's favourite ghost types. Cubfu, Atena, Sobble, he's crying his eyes out for some reason, sobbing away. Bonsweet, Ampharos Reverse, and a Frostlass Hollow. Well, that's technically 2 hits. In these sets, hollows are hits, because you don't get a lot of hits in the ETBs or in the booster boxes, which makes it a really hard set to collect, hence the name Chilling Pain. So that's alright though. We're going to have a good one, we're going to have a win, we're going to get another big hit out of here. Psychic Energy once again, Ledian, Old Cemetery, Impact Energy, Lapras, Dealing, Galarian Slowpoke, Koffing, Galarian Yamask, a Gradient Reverse, and an Ampharos non-hollow. We got the reverse just before, and followed up with a non-hollow. A bit unfortunate. It's alright. Still got plenty of packs to go. Plenty more chances. Now, I should mention that some of the Pokemon are Pokemon from other generations that have Galarian forms. So there is a Galarian Slowpoke in here, I'll show you, who has got the yellow head and the yellow tail for some reason, but that is his Galarian form. It's the same with the trio of birds, so there is the 3 legendary birds, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno in this, and they have their own Galarian forms, and they are different types as well, and they look completely different. I actually don't mind the look of them. Some people don't like them, but I do. This is the fully evolved form of one of the starter Pokemon, and a Abomasnow, non-hollow rare. But yeah, so I actually really enjoyed it. Frozen Tundra was probably one of my favourite expansions, a bit more than the can't think of it, whatever the Battle Styles expansion was based off of. It was alright. You got the Urshifus and that, but yeah, Frozen Tundra brought into all the legendaries. It was great fun. It just made the game more complete. So we've got Brawly once again, Clara, Castform, Ladybar, Golett, Clobbopus, Castform, Snowy Form, the Thunderous Reverse. Ooh, is a bit of a peaky. That's a VMAX. What have we got? It's the Blaziken VMAX. Now that is a cool card. The alternate art of this one is really cool. Actually, do you know what, guys? Treat you a little bit. I've got it on the back shelf here, nice and easy to get. Graded in a 9. That is the alternate art of that Blaziken VMAX that we just pulled. Now you can see the difference here between the VMAX and the alternate art VMAX. The alternate arts have just got that next level of artwork on them. You can see there they've got the Inteleon underneath as well, the one we just pulled before in the reverse, and these other 2 forms. So pretty cool card, wouldn't mind pulling another one of them in these last few packs. There's also the full art Zapdos, alt art Zapdos, alt art Articuno, and the alt art Moltres. I think I didn't say Moltres. Sorry guys if I had already. Alright. Dark Energy. Dino Tree Hill, where you scare the birds from. Spiral Energy, Peony, Galarian Yamask, Snorunt, Balance Sweet, Cubfu once again, Inkay, Galarian Farfetch'd, doesn't look too happy with his leak, and a Slurpuff non-hollow rare. Oh well, it's a bit of a shame. Still got 2 packs to go. We've got 2 fairly decent hits out of this already, so maybe I might have to switch over to ETBs because we're not doing too bad out of them. Just haven't been doing too great either though, but hey, great's not too bad. Too bad's not bad. Flannery, Old Cemetery, Steenie, Swirlix, Lapras once again with Melanie, Dealing in the Woods, Slowpoke fishing with that tail, Coughing, Flaring Chestplate reverse, and oh, we got another one, Blissey V. Woo. We are getting Vs and VMAXs galore out of this thing. Not bad at all. Another nice artwork. Little Blissey, the evolved form of Chansey. With the TCG and this mechanic, you don't actually have to have the original form with the V cards. But if you want the VMAX, you do need the V to be played beforehand. Last code card of the night. I'll say see you later to that code card. And we'll have the energy card straight up. Fighting Energy. Lucky Energy. Hopefully it's a lucky pack. Porygon 2. Reboot. Skwovet. Spiel. Happy as anything. Swirlix. Yamask again. Sunny Cast Form. A reverse Caitlyn, and what are we finishing it on? Unlucky. A non-holo rare Golurk. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I had a lot of fun making it, and I really hope that I've managed to help you guys out with buying and selling cards, especially making sure, once again, that you don't overpay for things.